God says, listen closely, my beloved soul. Not because something is wrong, but because something gentle and meaningful is unfolding around you. There are moments in life when the noise quiets down just enough for truth to be felt rather than explained, and this is one of those moments. You didn't arrive here by accident, and you're not hearing this because of chance. There is a calm awareness settling in your heart right now, inviting you to slow your breathing, soften your thoughts, and receive a message meant to steady you rather than rush you. Archangel Michael's presence is not about fear or pressure, it is about care. When it is said he is in tears, understand this as deep compassion, not alarm. Compassion for how much you've been carrying silently, for how often you've chosen strength when rest was needed, for how many questions you've held without clear answers. This message reaches you because you are ready to hear something that brings clarity, not confusion, and reassurance, not stress. You may have noticed a pattern lately, moments of reflection returning at quiet hours, thoughts revisiting you gently, asking to be understood rather than pushed away. This is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of growth. Your spirit has been learning discernment, learning when to pause, when to listen, and when to trust. The guidance around you now supports that learning, encouraging you to notice what truly brings peace instead of what merely distracts. There is nothing you need to fix immediately, and nothing you need to prove. What matters now is alignment, bringing your intentions, actions, and inner values into harmony. When you feel calm while hearing this, that calm is the confirmation you're seeking. It tells you that you're on a path where patience will serve you better than urgency, and faith will feel lighter than control. Archangel Michael's guidance often arrives as steadiness. It reminds you that courage doesn't always look loud or dramatic. Sometimes it looks like choosing kindness toward yourself, choosing honesty over assumption, choosing rest over endless effort. The message surrounding you now supports those choices, reinforcing that your journey is unfolding at the right pace, even when the destination isn't fully visible yet. As you continue listening, allow your attention to settle beneath your thoughts. There is a grounded clarity there, one that helps you recognize what truly belongs in your life and what can gently be released. You are not losing anything meaningful by letting go of worry, you are making space for understanding. The support around you is guiding you toward peace that feels natural, not forced. This moment invites reflection rather than reaction. It encourages you to trust the quiet insights you've been receiving, the subtle nudges toward balance, and the inner voice that speaks calmly instead of urgently. Those are signs of alignment, signs that your path is being illuminated step by step, even if the full picture isn't visible yet. Take this message as reassurance that you are seen, supported, and guided with care. There is no need to rush forward or look back with regret. What matters is being present now, open to learning, and willing to trust the process unfolding around you. The clarity you seek grows stronger when you allow yourself to remain calm and attentive. There is a reason your heart has been feeling heavier at night and quieter during the day. It is not because something bad is coming, but because something truthful is trying to surface. When life slows you down internally, it is often preparing you to recognize what truly matters. This message continues because your soul is still listening, even when your mind feels tired. Archangel Michael's presence is not about urgency in action but urgency in awareness. Awareness of how long you have been carrying responsibilities that were never meant to weigh on you alone. Awareness of how often you chose silence over expression, strength over softness, and endurance over rest. This message is meant to gently remind you that strength and peace are not opposites, they are partners. You may feel as though you've been standing at a threshold, not knowing whether to move forward or wait. That feeling exists because growth often happens in stillness before it shows itself in motion. The guidance surrounding you now is not pushing you to decide everything at once. It is asking you to observe carefully, to notice what drains you and what restores you, and to trust that clarity forms naturally when you stop forcing answers. There are patterns from the past that no longer fit who you are becoming. You are not wrong for outgrowing them. You are not ungrateful for questioning them. Growth does not always announce itself loudly, sometimes it arrives as quiet discomfort, nudging you toward alignment rather than conflict. This is one of those moments. Archangel Michael's compassion surrounds the areas of your life where you feel misunderstood or unseen. It reassures you that your intentions matter, even when outcomes take time. It reminds you that patience is not delay, it is preparation. What is aligning now is not meant to overwhelm you, but to support you in becoming more grounded, more discerning, and more peaceful. You may notice that certain thoughts keep returning, not to disturb you, but to be acknowledged. These thoughts are not here to control you, they are asking for understanding. When you meet them with calm curiosity instead of resistance, they begin to soften. This is how inner clarity is born, through gentle attention rather than force. There is also reassurance in knowing that you are not required to explain your journey to everyone. Some paths are meant to be walked quietly. Some transformations happen inwardly before they are ever visible outwardly. The guidance with you respects your privacy, your pace, and your process. As this message unfolds further, allow yourself to release the idea that everything must be resolved immediately. Life does not demand perfection from you, it asks for presence. The peace you seek grows when you stay connected to the present moment rather than racing ahead in thought. This continuation exists to remind you that you are supported in ways you cannot always see. Support does not always remove challenges, but it strengthens your ability to meet them with grace. You are learning to trust yourself again, to listen inwardly, and to move with intention instead of pressure. Let this part settle gently within you. There is no action required yet, no conclusion demanded. Simply allow the understanding to deepen. What is meant for you is aligning quietly, steadily, and with care. There comes a stage in life where silence speaks louder than noise. This is not the silence of loneliness, but the silence of awareness slowly awakening. You may have noticed that distractions no longer satisfy you the way they once did, conversations feel shallow when they lack truth, and moments alone feel heavier but also strangely honest. This shift is not accidental. It is a sign that your inner world is asking to be acknowledged. Archangel Michael's message continues here not to alarm you, but to steady you. The tears spoken of are not of sorrow, but of deep compassion. Compassion for how long you have endured without complaint. Compassion for how often you questioned yourself when the situation itself was unfair. Compassion for the times you stayed strong outwardly while feeling uncertain inside. You are entering a phase where clarity replaces confusion, but clarity does not arrive like a sudden revelation. It arrives gently, layer by layer, through reflection, patience, and inner honesty. That is why this message unfolds slowly. Rushing understanding would only repeat old patterns. You are learning now to move with wisdom instead of urgency. There is something important happening beneath the surface of your life. Even if nothing dramatic seems to be changing externally, internally a realignment is taking place. Your values are refining. Your tolerance for emotional noise is decreasing. Your intuition is becoming sharper, not louder, but more precise. You may feel drawn to fewer people, fewer opinions, fewer explanations. This is not isolation. This is discernment. Archangel Michael's guidance surrounds your decision-making energy. It gently protects you from choices made out of fear, pressure, or obligation. You are not meant to carry everyone's expectations. You are meant to carry your own truth with integrity. This realization may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you are used to pleasing others, but it will bring deep peace over time. You may also notice old emotional memories resurfacing. Not to reopen wounds, but to finally close them with understanding rather than pain. Healing does not erase the past, it reframes it. What once felt like a burden now becomes wisdom. What once confused you now teaches you boundaries. This is the quiet transformation taking place within you. The message also speaks to trust. Not blind trust, but grounded trust. Trusting that you do not need to see the entire path to take the next aligned step. Trusting that pauses are not failures. Trusting that rest is productive when it restores your clarity. You are learning that strength does not mean constant motion. Sometimes strength is knowing when to stop and listen. There is a protective energy around you now, guiding you away from unnecessary emotional entanglements. You may feel less reactive, less drawn into drama, less willing to explain yourself. This is growth. When your inner world becomes stable, external chaos loses its power over you. Archangel Michael's presence reassures you that your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is discernment refined through experience. You feel deeply because you understand deeply. You notice shifts because you are aware. This sensitivity is meant to guide you, not overwhelm you. As this part of the message settles, allow yourself to breathe into it without needing to interpret everything immediately. Understanding will continue to unfold naturally. There is no rush, no deadline, no pressure attached to this awareness. What is meant for you is aligning in harmony with your growth. This is not the end of the message. It is the deepening of it. The next part will bring resolution, grounding, and gentle direction. For now, let this truth sit calmly within you, strengthening your sense of inner stability and trust. As this message reaches its final movement, there is no rush, no pressure, and no demand being placed upon your heart. What is happening now is a settling. A gentle landing after a long inner journey. You have listened, reflected, and allowed space for meaning to unfold rather than forcing conclusions. That alone shows how much you have grown without even realizing it. Archangel Michael's presence here is not dramatic or heavy. It is steady, grounded, and reassuring. The tears spoken of earlier were never meant to frighten you, they were meant to symbolize care. Care that sees the full picture of who you are, not just the moments when you doubted yourself, but also the quiet courage you showed when no one else noticed. You were never unseen. You were never unsupported. At this stage, the message is no longer about warning, but about integration. Integration of what you have learned about yourself. Integration of the strength you developed during uncertain seasons. Integration of the calm you are beginning to feel even when life remains imperfect. This is how spiritual growth actually feels, not loud or overwhelming, but quietly stabilizing. You may notice that your thoughts feel slower now, less scattered. Not empty, but organized. That is clarity arriving. You are beginning to understand that not every thought deserves your energy, and not every emotion needs immediate reaction. Discernment is forming naturally within you, and that discernment will guide you more reliably than external opinions ever could. There is also a message here about self-trust. You have spent a long time questioning your timing, your choices, and even your intuition. That chapter is closing. Not because you suddenly have all the answers, but because you are learning to respect your inner signals. When something feels misaligned, you no longer need proof to step back. When something feels peaceful, you allow yourself to stay. Archangel Michael's guidance now focuses on balance. Balance between effort and rest. Between reflection and action. Between faith and responsibility. You are not meant to withdraw from life, nor are you meant to chase every opportunity. You are meant to move forward calmly, choosing what strengthens you rather than what simply demands attention. You may also feel a deeper sense of compassion toward yourself. Past mistakes no longer define you, they educate you. Delays no longer feel like punishments, they feel like preparation. Even moments of silence now carry meaning instead of fear. This is inner maturity taking root. The final understanding offered here is simple but powerful. Nothing meant for you can miss you when you are aligned within yourself. You do not need to force outcomes, prove your worth, or rush destiny. What unfolds next will do so in cooperation with your growth, not in opposition to it. Let this message rest within you without needing to analyze it further. You do not need to remember every word for it to work. Awareness has already been activated. Peace has already begun its quiet expansion. Trust has already found space to breathe. This concludes the message not with urgency, but with reassurance. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where understanding could finally reach you. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to pause and reflect quietly before moving on. You may choose to save this video, listen again when your mind feels crowded, or share it with someone who might need calm guidance today. Stay present, stay grounded, and allow clarity to continue unfolding at its own pace.